What's going on, everyone? We're the Heiligs. I'm Brian.
I'm Diana, and this is Grayson.
Say hi, Grayson.
Say hi, Bubba.
Look in the camera. Say hi.
He's gonna want to just play around, so we're gonna finish this video without him, but we wanted to share with you our foster journey back in 2015, and this is our biological son. But at the time, we were trying for a baby and it wasn't happening. And so we decided to look into adoption, actually, and found out that that was extremely expensive. It wasn't going to work for us at that time. And then
my friend at work said, hey, look, I shared with her what we were going through. And she said, hey, why don't you foster to adopt? And I just didn't even know that that was a thing, right? So I brought the idea to Diana, and she was kind of open to it. And the next day, my friend said, hey, there's an orientation, like in 2 days, if you want to go check it out and see what it's all about. Well, we said, sure, let's check it out.
Cool, but how long was the class? Do you remember?
So I think that it was like a 6 or 8 week class, and we had to go once a week for 4 hours.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because it started with 30 people, and after week 1, because you go through real live cases and you kind of get a feel for what's going on, it dropped to like 20 people. And it was really a really interesting experience. It was
very interesting. And you can go through the class, or like Brian was saying, you can go through part of the class and then decide that it's just not for you. Or you go through the whole class and you kind of decide what age group you want to take on. If you're looking at fostering like a newborn, there's some people that only do newborns. I mean, we had a woman in the class who was very experienced in fostering, and she only took babies. Like, that was her thing. A lot of things you have to go through as foster parents. You have to go through a thorough background check. They go through all your financials to make sure that you're able to care for the child.
It's no joke. It really isn't. The need for fostering is huge. It's high, and it goes from anywhere from infant to teenager. And there's real live cases. You actually go through the case and learning through your classes, and you just can't. There's like no way.
You just can't even believe it.
Can't believe it. People are crying. I mean, it's just unbelievable, right? So there's a lot of things that these kids are dealing with, and they, it's not their fault, right? They're just born into maybe just a non-supportive environment, or they have like drug addiction through the mother, or alcoholism through the mother, or
something just happens within the time frame, like maybe they're 10, something happens and now they're in foster care. So
there's a lot of different scenarios. So it's not for the faint at heart, but if you are ever thinking of doing it, go through the course first and just kind of be with it for a little bit. And we really wanted kids, and we found that this might be a way to not only help a child but also to have a child. And so I'll never forget, we got through it, completed the course, and it was like, 2 days later? Or 3?
It was pretty fast.
It was literally like 3 days later, they called and they said, okay, we have an 8-day-old baby, Eva, and you need to let us know in 24 hours if you want to foster her. And we're like, what? There's no 9 months to think about it.
And then somebody showed up at our house with a little car seat and a baby.
Wow. And she's so cute.
Oh my gosh.
We didn't know what to do. We didn't know how to swaddle. We didn't know how to change a diaper. I mean, it was literally like, here.
We really felt for the parents. It was, they made a mistake. It was a horrible mistake, but they made a mistake. But that you could tell, when you're in a fostering situation, you can kind of tell, like, the parents, because you meet with the parents once a week, and sometimes they don't show up, and these parents were there every single week. They were there. They asked to see her extra. So our hearts really went out to them.
I mean, every single time they came to see Eva, they brought like gallons of baby water, diapers, like blankets.
I mean,
they were really doing everything and more that they needed to do from what the court said.
Yeah.
We realized very early on that, wow, we're not going to be able to, you know, adopt.
this is not going that way.
Adopt this girl. And just being quite open and candid, and this is me speaking, and Diana, you can say how you were feeling, but the first 100 days is rough with a baby.
Oh Lord,
The first 100 days, I'm like, what is happening? I wasn't sleeping. I was like burning nipples because I fell asleep and the water went down, and it was like, holy cow.
Well, we had a newborn baby.
It was a newborn baby. The whole, everything about having a newborn baby. And I will be very open with you. Now we're like in our 30s, and I'm going, wow. The first 2 months, because their court hearing was going to be in 2 months, right? So we had her at 8 days old, court hearing in 2 months. And I was like, you know what? I honestly, I don't know if I want kids. I was really like, no, I'm not. I'm just being real. I was like, this is not fun. This is tough, man. Anybody that has more than one, twins, God forbid. I mean, you guys, give it up to you. And it was a very amazing intervention, I feel, from above, from God, because they went to their court date at 2 months. And we got the call, and the judge was a different judge, and he was really mad. He was very upset about what they had done, very strict, and said 3 more months. Mm-hmm. And Diana and I were like, what? We were like mentally prepared and emotionally prepared to say, okay.
To give her back. And we, at that point, as much as we loved her, we wanted them to have her back because we could see how much they loved her.
Yes. And so, here goes 3 more months. And there's a little depression set in. I mean, you remember it was like a whole thing because we're like, they need their kid, and we, aren't going to be able to adopt her, and it's friggin' rough the first 2 months. All right, let's do it. Another 3 months, and oh my gosh, all of a sudden her personality started developing, and her big cheeks started coming out. We kissed her cheeks, remember, so much, and she's found her tongue, and she's oh
cute.
my gosh, if we didn't go through that next 3 months experience, I don't know if I would have wanted to have kids. I'm just being real.
Well, they don't always just sleep, eat, and poop.
Well, and oh my gosh, it was amazing. We loved it. We were having so much fun with her. And then it came time for the second court hearing, and we got to be there that time for the court hearing. And it was very tense. It was very stressful. And there was a room full of, I don't know, attorneys, or
it was
crazy. There was the adoption or the foster place, and here we are in the back. We're just listening.
Yeah.
We're just like, what's going on? Today's the day that she might go back, but we don't know if she's gonna go back. And
so there was all this back and forth discussion, and then the judge, which was very cool, he's like, I want to go around the room and kind of like get a vote. And he went around, asked everyone, then he looked at us and he was like, I want to hear from you guys. How about you guys? And we were like, absolutely, she needs to go home.
100%. These people are incredible. They've done everything they need to do. I'm getting all emotional. That's funny. And
that's what you do.
That's what I do. I get emotional. And the judge kind of had it be our final say, really. And we were just like, yes, she goes back home. And there was that. So court was at 11. They said, okay, 2 o'clock. She goes back. I'm like, today? I'm like, wait a minute. Even though we were kind of prepared, you never are. And I'll never forget, we were kind of in a twilight zone, and we had lunch. Mm-hmm. We went back home, and then I was like, okay, babe, it's time to go get back Eva. And she freaked out. She's like, no, I can't go. I'm not going. And she's spazzing out, wailing on the bed, and I'm just like, I can't go alone. What are you talking about, right? It was just nuts. And so
I couldn't do it. I just couldn't.
Couldn't do it. So I did it. I went back we met where we always met, and I was fine. I took her out of the car seat, and I put the car seat in their car, and she looked up at me, and she gave a smile, and that was it. Boom! I just lost it. I went in my car. I literally just cried. It was just so emotionally crazy. So anyway, I don't know. That's our experience.
It was very emotional, obviously, still, and it's how many years later?
3 years. Almost 4.
But I would highly recommend it. And we've actually talked about in the future doing it again when Grayson's older. Definitely, if it's in your heart to take in a child, it's the most rewarding thing you could do.
Don't make me cry.
Don't make me
Gee,
cry.
You're killing me. Why does she gotta do that? There's a huge need, guys, and all I say is go through the course. Let God guide your heart and see if that's something that you would entertain and do. And if you could, awesome. And if not, you checked it out. That's cool. Just let the awareness be known that this is an option for
and
people.
if you are a foster parent or getting into it, leave us a comment. Let us know how it was for you. Did you end up adopting? Do you just foster? And guys, if you like this video and our other videos, and we're going to be putting out so many more, please subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
Click the notification button so you get all the new videos that are coming out. We're going to be talking about so many more things.
Yes, it's all coming. Tell your friends. We're the High Legs. We're here to...
There might be a few tears, and then there may be some Diana faces.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have fun too. No question. I'm the emotional one, so I get it going. I get the tears going. But anyway, guys, we love you guys, and we'll be in touch soon. If you need anything, reach out to us. That's it.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.